Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elion, and we are here with the brilliant band I. So, guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Hello.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, guys, could you introduce yourselves and what you do within the band?
My name's Paul. I'm the guitar player.
I'm also Paul. I play bass, or maybe you'd say bass in England.
My name is Al, and I'm the singer.
Cool.
There may
Cool.
be walking into the frame in a few minutes. He's running a little bit late. He's the drummer.
No worries. So, guys, let's dive into some questions. As kids, what were you listening to?
Well, I grew up in a basic Mexican household, so my first music I heard was my parents' music, of course. There was a lot of mariachi music, with these big, powerful voices. And that's basically what I listened to up until maybe fifth grade, when my stoner uncle came over and handed me Highway to Hell, and it was all downhill from there. So it was all about rock and roll from there. He fed me some Kiss albums, and just went on from there.
I was going to say Kiss too. That's the big thing. Don't much appreciate them these days, but as a kid, there was something magical about that, and it was like, yeah, I want to do something like that. But yeah, same as Al. Hispanic people listen to a lot of different music growing up, so just about everything, R&B, rock, everything.
Yeah, same here. A lot of Spanish music, mariachi and different little like norteños, that kind of music, but also Motown. Still love Motown, all the Motown stuff, 60s stuff, and then later rock and roll,
Cool. So, who actually got you into listening to music? Was it a parent, or was it a family member, or was it a journey to was it a journey of self-discovery?
In my case, it was, like I said, my stoner uncle was the one that first gave me my first AC/DC album. But after that, it was just something. I was an introvert, so I didn't really like being out too much. I would go out with friends and play around outside, but I really liked being inside and listening to music. It was kind of like my little escape. So I guess trying to stay away from a lot of people kind of was my motivation to listen to music and pick up books and stuff like that. I was kind of geeky like that.
far out.
Cool.
Yeah, I think music was just always on in my house, growing up. There was television as well, but it seemed like weekends was just music. That's, we didn't sit around watching television. There's just music going around. I just remember my mom, my grandparents, doing weekend cleaning, vacuuming, cleaning up the house, doing whatever it was. And it was just, music was the thing that was on in the background. It was just always on,
And then you see your first bands, like maybe like my experiences the first two times I saw a live band. It was just like, whoa, you feel a little punch against your chest. It's not like listening to regular music. So this wraps it all together, and all the background of older brothers and sisters' music. Yeah, it was everywhere.
Cool. So, out of all the bands that you've listened to over the years, who actually inspired you to become a musician?
AC/DC, Bon Scott, hands down for me.
My first big thing was Peter Frampton. That's when I went from just a listener to like saying like, I actually want to do this, And then later on, it's Frank Zappa, Miles Davis, guys like that were just like out in front for me,
And I'll digress a little bit. It's a Slayer, like a lot of death metal stuff. Although, yeah, I was exposed to so much stuff that for some reason that was the impetus for picking up an instrument, trying to start a band, and got bored rather quickly, actually, though. I went back to the better music and playing it, but still appreciate some of that still to this day.
Hey, hell awaits.
Yeah,
Venom from England for sure.
yeah, where we're from, we all went through that stage where like the speed metal or thrash metal,
Right.
the
Mhm.
Slayer, the Overkill, the Anthrax. That was high school. That was high school for
Yeah, here
for all of us here.
here on the east side in East LA over here. Yeah, it was a big metal scene. You know,
Thrash metal.
80s, 90s. It's big time. We were all into it. You know.
Yeah, those were the gigs. Fenders, Ballrooms, all those bands.
Cool. We've got a question from my head moderator, Lisa Boo, and she asks, do you have a favorite song to play?
A favorite song to play.
To play.
Oh, to play or to hear?
To play.
To play.
Favorite song. Man. Yeah, lately I've been starting this trend with the band to once a week send like, is this the greatest song ever written? Just like for shits and giggles kind of thing, like, is this what's this greatest song? I think I did something really crazy, like American Pie by Don McLean was a song that I sent out for everybody to kind of go back and listen to. And I did Los Lobos, One Time, One Night in America was another song. And then our latest single came out. I forgot to send it out. I was going to say, is this the greatest song ever written, when our single dropped last week as a test to see if that one held up with the other songs. Yeah, there's just a lot of great songs and great music. Anything on the Joshua Tree for me is like amazing songwriting, pinnacles of songwriting for me, stuff like that.
The one song I revert to a lot as a kid is Billy Joel's "Still Rock and Roll to Me." When I saw him perform on a show called Solid Gold, and
Yes,
he was on stage, and there was like,
Marilyn McCoo.
it wasn't anything crazy. It was just him and his band, and they had beer bottles on the amps, and I'm just a little kid watching it, and that's when I realized like that song, it's one of those songs that you see and it kind of changes your life. You're not sure why. So every so often I just put that song on. I revert to that moment where I go like, God damn, that's fucking insane, and so that song's just always gonna be there.
is it still rock and roll to you?
Absolutely.
There you go.
All of our band songs are my favorite songs to play. I'm trying to stay in the band. I don't want to get kicked out.
He signed a lifetime no money contract, so he really can't get out. But it's all right.
Nothing else.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Lisa Boo. So, were you in any bands before you started the iBand?
Oh yeah. Been playing in bands forever since I was like 16. So it was a lot of bands. Me and Al have been doing this thing since somewhere in the mid 90s, early 90s. Yeah. And then we had a long hiatus and we kind of reformed it. And in between that time, I was playing with Paul in another band, couple other bands that we did. So yeah, and still as a working musician, as well as doing our project, constantly playing all the time.
Yeah, many bands. Too many to mention. Nothing that someone might not know. So kind of obscure stuff. But
hey, look who wandered in.
Always playing. It's this other guy who's. Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
You get to answer the next 5 questions because we already answered all.
So, right, what has the band been up to?
Oh, there you go.
What has the band been up to? We've been rehearsing quite a bit. We do have a few shows coming up, and also been in the studio finishing up some stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But as of right now, been rehearsing a lot, getting everything together.
Yeah, really trying to focus on getting a lot of music out since we got signed on the Sode Records. We're really just focusing more. We're here right now in East LA at the Compound Studios is where we get all our recording done and some of our rehearsing. So yeah, the focus is really on just getting more music out, getting it recorded, getting it put out there for all the listeners.
Cool. Cool. So you mentioned earlier you got you released a new single. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
The song is called Unheard, and it, in a nutshell, when I wrote it, the lyrics, it was one of those things. I remember when I got inspired, I was in a group of people. We're just kind of with my wife and some other couples. We're just kind of just talking, and someone said, "What's the most important thing for you as an individual, either in your marriage or your friendship or just in general?" And everyone had different answers. You know, respect. I want to be loved. I want to be, recognized. And the first thing that came to my mind was, I want to be heard. Like that's all I ever wanted. Since I was a kid, till now, just I want to be heard. And then they hit me at the time, and that's when I later on that night started penciling out the lyrics for the song, because I had the music. Paul gave me the music at least a year, and I kept sitting on it, and nothing clicked. Nothing clicked to what I wanted to write to it until that night when I said I just want to be heard, and that's what clicked, and that's basically what the song is. For me, that's what it's about.
Yeah, cool. We've got another question from Lisa Boo. She asks, do you have a favorite venue to play at?
Favorite venue to play at?
Here in LA, I don't know if everybody likes it, but I always like playing at the Old Town Pub in Pasadena. It's really small. It's got a matchbook size stage about like this. We're all kind of on top of each other. It's a tiny little place, but I've done a lot of gigs there. It's really a dive bar. Doesn't have a great PA or sound system or any of that kind of stuff, but there's something dirty and rock and roll about it too, to play in such a small sort of intimate environment. I've always dug that. That's my jam.
Yeah, and the crowd can't go anywhere in that place. If they're in there, they're in there to listen to music. So if it's filled, and there's not much area to leave the place either. So it's good in that way too. I kind of agree on that one.
Yeah, they're not selling pizzas on the other side or pool tables or anything where people are distracted. There's no televisions. People that are there to get a drink and listen to music. So that's always a really good thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of places I played in Europe, like little dingy little bars, like cave-like places. So it's pretty rare for LA.
What do you
Cool.
You already took the best one, which was Old Town Pub.
Stardust?
But
No, not that spot.
We won't mention that.
We won't mention the lawsuit coming at some venues that we played at, but it's all right. We love everybody.
Excuse me. So, are you sort of like writing any sort of like new material for future songs?
Yeah, we have a lot of songs already written, and we actually have our next single already done. It's just a matter of really just mixing and stuff. So yeah, when we first started up again, we were really prolific. We have, how many songs? Close to 20, maybe more songs that are done and we've been playing out. So we definitely have a lot of material that we just, we plan on putting out. This is a matter of figuring out what we want to put out when I say we, it's mostly Paul. It's very, ADHD about like everything has to flow, whether it's our set. You can't just be like song. This song has to flow into this song. And I realized when it came to releasing our singles, like our EP, this song has to flow into this song. It's the Pink Floyd influence in him. Everything has to flow into the other one. So we do have another single already ready to go after we milk this one for a little while. And we already have another 3 songs already planned out that we're gonna hit the studio with too.
Cool. Is there any sort of like plans on putting out an EP or an album at some point?
Yeah. The first EP had 4 songs.
It's already out.
And yeah, so that's already out. And where are we at? We're looking at putting out another 4-song EP as soon as we get our 4th song Unheard, our latest single, is the third one, and the other one, as Al said, is ready to go behind this one. And then we'll make another little compilation EP. And then the next thing we'll do after that is make a full album. So a couple of EPs to get everybody's appetite wet, and then we'll make a full release probably sometime next year.
Cool. So is there any sort of like plans on doing sort of like a West Coast tour, or like a full-blown US tour, possibly going to Canada, or is there sort of like plans on going on, if everything lines up, to come over to Europe and the UK?
That's one of our things we talk about, which we'd love to do, but it's a matter of like things lining up. Like, we met a lot of bands through So Day all over the country and some in Canada, and it's always been our thing. Well, we should try to figure out, we could book something here and they could book something there, and we all just kind of like rotate throughout the country and up to Canada and do some gigs. And we even have label mates in Europe also, but it's one of those things where we'd like to, but it would take a lot of time and money that we still had to figure out how exactly to do that. So we mostly just do a lot of LA. We're going to do in Orange County for the first time next month, or this month actually, and then we're hoping to get out to San Diego. We have a bandmates in Santa Barbara, so for now we're just doing one-offs in the West Coast, and hopefully we could expand from there.
Yeah, that's the idea. Originally, just kind of work the West Coast, the United States, Southwest, and then maybe expand out. Maybe head to the East Coast for a little bit, and we'll come to the UK and we'll sleep on your couch as long as you'll host us. So that's
Yeah.
Save us on.
Hey, more than welcome. Cool. So, is there any sort of like plans on doing merchandise to go with this to go with the latest EP?
Oh yeah, there's always merch involved. We have like a minimalist approach to like our packaging and our branding. So how Iron Maiden does this thing where like almost every song they have, they make a shirt out of it. Like it's like
the trooper.
The Rime of the Ancient Mariner shirt, or they have everything is for sure. So just stealing that idea, that's kind of what we do. But we just put song titles on the shirts because all our song titles are usually just one word. So the songs that have more of an interesting,
Save money that way, huh?
yeah, a more interesting aspect in a single word on your shirt, so all that's available on our store. Tell them where they can get it.
iBandofficial.com.
Yeah, on our website, there's a merchandise
Or
link.
if you just go through our Instagram, there's links there to our merch. But so some of the shirts are interesting. Like, we have a shirt that has our logo. They all have their logo, and then it says like gun. That's all it says. And enemy, monster, and then the new one says unheard. So luckily we have titles that kind of look cool on a shirt.
Flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can't keep them in stock. That's unbelievable. Can't make money off music, but T-shirts are moving. So get yours today, kids.
Yeah. So now I have to ask this question because I know for a fact there's a couple of people in my in my community will want to know. Is there any plans on releasing, whether it be the EPs or singles? Is there any plans on putting them on vinyl records?
Vinyl. Yeah, we've talked about that because that's really kind of well, not just hip, but it's actually one of the only ways bands can actually make money off their music, because all the streaming services, everybody's just getting music for free. But the pardon the pun, the vinyl fetish, is like a thing now. So that's more the thing for collectors. So definitely if we could mount and plan like tours, it would be something we would definitely, put the money into the vinyl, because that's something that you could sell at the shows that makes a lot more sense for the fans, the people that come up. You know, a nice big 12-inch vinyl that the band can autograph and do all those kinds of things. And yeah, so once we get to that stage, we would definitely want to do vinyl for sure. When we get to the full length.
Yeah, once we get the full length album, we're definitely going to do some, at least if to be available to sell online. But so we'll definitely have some. It really depends on how much demand there is, depending on how much we make. But we'll definitely have some as soon as we release the full album.
Cool. So, where can people find you on social media?
The best way to do it is Instagram, iBandOfficial1, and then in our bio there's a hyperlink there. We could get all the other socials, our YouTube, our website. So we have plenty of videos on YouTube of us live, some live shows, some actual music videos we've done. So that's the best way to do it. Is just Instagram. Everyone seems to be more comfortable with that instead of the .com nowadays.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, cool. So, if anybody in the chat has got any more questions, please put them in there, because I'm going to be sort of like start wrapping things up shortly. So my last question to you guys, any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Any advice for insight?
What was that? Sorry, you glitched out. I couldn't hear the question.
Any advice for people who wanted to become a musician?
Oh, don't. Just same advice I gave this one when he was starting. Honestly, learn. Go to music school. Take lessons, because that starts you also on the network with other musicians. You know, and that's really what it is. Music is a different kind of business to be involved in, you know, and you always want to be playing with people that are better than you, because that elevates you. So, you know, get out and do it. If you're going to do it, do it for the love, because there ain't no money, you know. Do it for the love. Do it because you really have something to say, you know, and you want to be heard. Right. That's it. Not necessarily just seen as like a cool dude or whatever it is, but, you know, because you have something to say, you know. Do it for the love, and get good at it, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta learn how to play. Like even like he says, the modern atmosphere for musicians is to sit in front of a screen in their bedroom on Instagram, but still those guys play their asses off. So no matter how you look at it, you gotta learn how to play, and then you maybe call yourself a musician, because that's kind of a weird definition these days. You know, most people assume if you're making sort of money already that you're a musician, but there's guys making money that can't play, obviously. So
and there's a lot of guys that are making money playing in front of their computers who don't play with other people, and to me that's a weird disconnect. Like, you know, like he was saying, I think a lot of musicians outside of singers, he's one of those weird singers that's an introvert. You know, most singers are the extrovert in the band, but you know, there's a lot of that, but a lot of musicians are introverted, you know, and this is their voice, you know. So the idea of meeting other musicians, coming together, that's the greatest part about it, man. You'll make lifetime friendships, bonds with. There's nothing like playing music with other people on a stage, and conveying that message. You know, get out of your bedrooms, kids. You know, find some other kid in your neighborhood who plays drums or does something, man. You know, and like play music together. That's the beauty of music, for real. You know.
Very true. And don't believe people when they tell you you're good.
Keep
on going. People stop, I think, because of that. They get their butts kissed too much, and it's like they have a rude awakening at some point.
Push yourself.
Right.
Oh, sound advice. So, it looks like we're going to be starting wrapping things up. Is there any final words you want to say before we sign off?
Just thanks to you for contacting us, for doing this. We really appreciate it, and anyone who's watching, please, go check out our Instagram, check out our music. Hope you like it. Drop us a message. We always want to hear from people. So
yeah, it's great to hear from guys like you, curators, station hosts, all these things. But yeah, if you go up, if you're a fan, go find our music, go listen to it, go see some of the live shows we did during the pandemic. You'll get a bigger breadth of all our catalog of music. And if you like it, yeah, initiate a conversation. We love to talk to the people out there,
Yeah, thank you. Hope to
Yeah,
hope
cool.
to hope to be able to play over there one of these days and meet up with you. It'd be great.
Cool. Yeah, we'll drop that.
on your couch, yes.
Can't come here.
we have this one.
Yeah.
You're welcome to this one.
We're sitting on one.
Very cool. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For,
Likewise.
Pleasure's all
thank
for
you
us.
for either staying up late or waking up early. But we really appreciate it.
Yeah. So, guys, go check them out go check out iBand. They are absolutely brilliant band. The links are in the chat there and down in the description. So go check them out, guys. And yeah, until next time, guys. And thanks to the Bandai, and catch you all later.
Peace.